Welcome to WildChild Records. I'm your host, Jay Stoyan. We're very excited today. Very excited. So we have two wonderful guests on today. We actually have a co-host on today. On the show today, we're going to have from Big Records, we have Laura Gagnon. She's going to be co-hosting our show today. We're very excited. Actually, if we want, maybe we can bring her in live on WildChild Records. If our producer is listening right now in the backstage, if he wants to bring on my co-host, Laura Gagnon, we're going to talk to her all about her exciting career. And then later in the show, we're going to have on founder Hugh Reilly. Now, me and Hugh have a wonderful connection. I've known Hugh for about a dozen years, if not more. He's actually very instrumental in my media career, but we're going to talk more about him later. Why don't we take a quick break, and why don't we bring on our co-host, Laura Gagnon, and she's going to tell us all about her wonderful career. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with WildChild Records and my co-host, Laura Gagnon. Welcome back to WildChild Records. Hey, Laura, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, this is great. It's exciting.
We're very excited as Laura is making her debut on that channel who we're interviewing on TDC, the Disability Channel. I'm so excited to talk to Hugh. Now, Laura's making her debut as a co-host. She's going to be on the show all day today. She's a triple threat. She's a singer. She's a songwriter. She's a musician. She's a social media butterfly. She knows everybody. So, Laura, again, thank you and welcome to the show today.
Thank you. This is exciting. I'm happy to be here.
So this is great. So before we get to Hugh, let our viewers and our listeners know a little bit more about Laura, about her wonderful career, what you've been doing lately, and what you have coming up.
Yeah, so I've been in the music business, because that's what it is, for the past 22 years, traveling around the States. And I did a stint in France for about 6 weeks, planting living memorials of honor in honor of our veterans. And I've also performed in a Paul McCartney and Wings tribute act for about 3.5 years, touring out in the States. And I just got back from a musicianary mission from the States for about 10 days, helping the homeless.
That's great. And we know that you're also a teacher, you're a mentor, you pass things forward to the kids. I know you have a great crew of student clients and all that. And there's so much more. Like I said, you're a big troop supporter. You come from a musical family. We could get so much into it, which we're going to talk a little bit later. But why don't we do this? Why don't we take a quick break? And why don't we bring on the founder from that channel, Hugh Reilly. Very exciting, very nice guy, and a real community builder. So stay tuned. We'll be back with WildChild Records and Hugh Reilly, the founder of that channel. Welcome back to WildChild Records. Hey, on the show today, we have the founder of that channel, Hugh Reilly. Hey, Hugh, thanks for coming on the show today.
It's great to be here, Jay. It's been a while since we've had a good conversation.
Yes, you might want to lower your camera just a little bit as we're cutting off the top part of your head, if that's okay.
You know how I like it, though, Jay.
Yeah, I know, just to be a little bit pro here. So while you're doing that, fiddling with your camera, we'll give you the thumbs up. I want to introduce you to our co-host today of WildChild Records. I want to introduce you to Laura Gagnon. Laura's a wonderful performer out from the London area. Laura, say hi to Hugh and vice versa.
Hi, Hugh.
Hi, Laura.
So this is great because Laura and Hugh are both musicians. So we're going to get into music talk in a little bit. But why don't we do this? Hugh, why don't you tell our listeners and just let people know that our channel, our platform is expanding. I want to give a big shout out to 89.7 FM Northumberland, as one of our last shows received 1.65 million listeners. Oh, big shout out to George Stropolopoulos for helping us accomplish that. So I just want to let everybody know, like, we're really big on music. We're really big on promoting musicians. So Hugh, I have to thank you, but we'll get into that. So tell us about that channel, and then we'll just get right into it.
Well, I mean, that channel, it started in 2004, and it was really, I'd really been working to, well, here's what happened, Jay. Back in the 90s, I had a newspaper, and it was a lot of work putting this newspaper together, and then somehow I encountered these guys that had an FM transmitter. And so we installed the FM transmitter and we started broadcasting we had a studio at Queen and Bathurst, and it was, I discovered I liked the broadcasting a lot more than the publishing. Right. So, and then what happened was, though, because it was a pirate transmitter, a couple of gentlemen from Industry Canada came calling one day, and they asked us to unplug the transmitter. So
Boo.
we did that.
Boo.
Yeah.
Not like in the U.S. If that was the U.S., they'd send in a SWAT team, right?
Yeah, kick your door down.
Watch out.
But anyway, so I thought, you know, I liked the experience of broadcasting so much, and you know, the internet was evolving, and so after, I mean, you couldn't build that as a business anyway because it's pirate radio, but I spent a few years strategizing how to actually do broadcasting on the internet. And this was before YouTube, before really even any kind of audio or video streaming was possible on the internet. And so we kind of, you know, we kept trying to launch it for a few years until finally the internet evolved to a point where we were able to actually do that. So we were probably one of the earlier streamers or broadcasters on the internet, and that was 2004. We launched the station, and during that whole process, that's how I met you, Jay. And we had probably over the years around 10,000 people, maybe more, who have been in through the station, who've been interviewed by, well, me, because I did a show. Jay, you did a show. You had tons of people on, and there were a whole bunch of shows, and they all had tons of people on. So it was a great experience. And, you know, right at the early days of internet.
Yeah, let me jump in, and then I'll bring in Laura. Like, I just want to just sort of applaud that experience and what you've done, Hugh, because you were one of the first innovators. You're like a pioneer. Like, I remember. Cool. I'll just let people know. So Hugh came to one of my book signings. I'm a published author, and him and his partner, I think Randy might have come with you then. Maybe I think Randy came with you, and you guys came to see me. And then,
I remember that very vividly. Me and Randy came to your book launch, and and
you interviewed me, and then you said, you know, why don't you come down to my studio? And I think you guys were at Bay and Dundas then. Beautiful studio, right at the corner, rooftop. And I was like enthralled because I was a Bay Street guy during my corporate world. So I knew exactly where you were, up the street from my office in the First Canadian Place. And I went there, and I was just so enthralled by, I was so new to me. I didn't even know what the internet was. Like, I don't know, what's the internet? That's a computer, right? Yeah. But it was such a life-changing experience to walk through your door. You and Randy, Blue, I love Blue. the producer. You guys just treated me so kind, so nice. I didn't know anything like about anything. I don't know. And then you guys just said, no, Jay, sit there. You go, then, nothing you can do, Jay, is you can talk. So go ahead and talk. And then I started with a sports show, went to music, went to variety, went to Fox. But we get into that. So Laura, let's jump in and ask you a question, because I can see you're biting at the bit there. So yeah, ask him a couple of questions.
What? Yeah, no, I was Hey, Hugh, it was awesome to actually get to meet you. Researching you for the past couple of hours, and you've had an amazing career, which is really wicked. You're an excellent interviewer as well, by the way, which is really awesome. So I just want to know, what's been the most memorable music-related interview you've done, and what made it stand out?
Boy.
I know there's a lot.
So many. Well, let's see. What can I say? Well, we had Sass Jordan on.
Very cool.
And she brought her boyfriend or husband, Tim, who plays or was playing anyways. I don't know if he still is, with the Guess Who.
Amazing. Yeah, I've actually written with Dale Russell from the Guess Who.
Are they? Well, the Guess Who's great. I mean, they're underrated in the history of music.
Mm-hmm. They very much are.
Yeah.
I don't even think they're even in a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't think they're in the Rock and Roll.
How can you have two? How can you have American Woman and then obviously BTO with Taking Care of Business, two #1 songs on the top chart list, and they're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
Burton Cummings is not in a Hall of Fame. That's ridiculous. That is really ridiculous.
Well, you know what I heard? I heard that when Alice Cooper was trying to get going, they didn't really have any good songs, or they didn't have any radio friendly songs. So they go, oh, this group out of Canada, the Guess Who, they got all these great hits. So let's go talk to the producer of the Guess Who. And so Alice Cooper came to Toronto. I think it was Bob Ezrin was the producer. And next thing you know, Alice Cooper's got, tons of hits. Right? So
interesting.
I was inspired by the Guess Who, apparently.
That's a great story. Okay, Laura, give him another one. That's a great one.
Here's a really cool one. So living or past, who would you choose, and what key questions would you ask them?
What, for music?
Yeah, for music. Any musician in the whole wide world, living or dead.
Oh, the thing is that really gets me, because you mentioned something about Paul McCartney, right, Laura?
I did, yes.
Yeah, so you probably know this already, but Paul McCartney's been replaced.
Yeah.
Right? Have you heard that?
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Laura, have you heard that? That Paul McCartney.
Which rumor was that?
That Paul McCartney the original Paul McCartney died and was replaced. Did you ever hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
Didn't? It's huge, and it's true.
No.
What do you mean it's true?
It's true, Jay.
No.
It's true. Look, I got the book right here. Where is it? See, the memoirs of Billy Shears.
Yep.
And
wow.
And this is the autobiography of the guy that replaced Paul McCartney, whose name is William Shepard.
I mean, he does look pretty good for, what is he, 81 years old?
Well, all that plastic surgery. They had to do a lot of plastic surgery to get him to look like Paul McCartney, right?
That is such a rabbit hole to go down to. You can go down that rabbit hole with so many musicians, especially what's going on today with Diddy and Epstein and all these crazy theories. And
Michael Jackson is still alive.
Michael Jackson, Prince.
I got proof that Michael Jackson is still alive.
Oh, yeah.
Just like Tupac's still alive, right? They say Tupac's still alive too.
They're all hanging out on some island somewhere drinking margaritas.
Well, I hear Tupac is in Cuba.
Right? I heard that too.
Yeah.
I heard that too. Okay, we're getting off rails here. This is turning into a podcast here. This is a television show, not a pod. Okay, so let's get back on the rails here. So Hugh, tell us about that channel and about how, I can attest about how important it is that channel has been for the last 20 years for independent artists. Like he has had, like I said, over 10,000 guests coming through his door, all levels, from independent artists who no one's heard of but their mom and dad, right? To superstars like we got on Frank Sinatra Jr. in the studio. Remarkable. So tell us a little bit about the vibe of the studio and some experiences you've had, Hugh, over the years.
So, it was like, I was drawn to get involved in media, I think, since I finished school and all that, right? So the earliest form we could do that was with a publication, newspaper, like that was in the mid 90s kind of thing. And I think the reason I was drawn to create media was because when I looked around at the mainstream media that we all grew up with, right, I could see that it was not necessarily serving the best interests of the people. So I thought, well, okay, so how could you create a media that would actually serve the interests of the people, right? And so I kind of just jumped into it as soon as it was technically and financially feasible to do that with newspaper, publication, and then got into the audio and or video streaming as soon as possible after that as well. And one thing that I think I realized why the media wasn't working for people was that it's based on the business model of media. So if we think about all the mainstream media, what they tend to do is sell commercials, right? That's their business model. They raise revenue by selling to corporate interests, advertising that is going to get out there and affect the people, get them to change their buying habits and that sort of thing. So essentially, if you extrapolate that, what does that really mean is that all the media is designed to maximize the exploitation of the audience, because that's really what that means, right? Because they have to serve their shareholders, they want to maximize revenue. So how can we design our media to exploit the audience to maximize revenue?
Well, I think you did that too, right? Like, I think you really did that. You really gave a really big window to independent artists, but you also were really corporate minded. Obviously, you're on Bay Street. Let me give the listeners and the viewers a little bit of a makeup of the building. So what floor were you on? The fifth floor, Hugh? I can't. Was it the fifth floor?
Well, when we started, we were on the fourth floor, and then we ended up moving to the top floor.
The top floor. And then so he was that channel was in a historic building with Carlton the doorman as the elevator guy.
Yeah.
We had the sliding elevator door, like back in the 40s. You go up, you went up to the fifth floor, the fourth floor. And I know you also had an office above, and you walked into the studio, walked down a big long hall, walked into the studio, huge studio, right? Really nice studio. But the thing was, he had a rooftop. So after the shows on Friday night, we would invite all the guests and all the crew, and we go hang out on the rooftop. And it was right at the corner of Bay and Dundas. So you could literally, and it's only 5 stories high. I think I jumped off a couple times. No, I didn't. But you could literally hang your feet over the edge and watch people walk up and down Bay Street and throw stuff at them. Like, it was great. It was great. We never did that, but it was great. So why don't we flip the switch? Because Hugh's also a musician. And I know, Laura, this is where you guys sort of get into it. So why don't you take us through the start, Laura, and ask him a couple of questions? I know Hugh's a bass player, and I'm sure you have a couple of questions regarding his band or his experiences over the years.
Yeah. What bands have you been in? Like, what kind of genre would you usually gear towards when you're playing?
So I would say I'm primarily a rock guy.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? But it's interesting that, when you hear great musicians, I forget who exactly said this, but you really have to serve the song, right? Whatever you're doing, right?
Yep.
So sometimes the song will demand that you do a different genre or something like that. And, I think too, I grew up, my first instrument was actually cello when I was
Oh, cool. Okay.
5. Um, so I was exposed to classical music and that sort of thing.
Mhm.
And
I
then
grew up with classical music, actually.
what's that? Sorry?
Oh,
Classical music. I sang opera for about 10 years before I transferred into pop music.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay. By the way, do you have a band?
I do have a band. Yes.
I'd like to see them sometime.
I'll be in Toronto on July 20th for World Fest.
Oh, nice.
at
Yes.
Dundas Square. You should come down. You could actually
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably go down and support her. I might even bring a camera guy. I might even bring my camera guy and do a little footage because Laura's actually coming in to the city on Tuesday as her career is really blossoming. Like it's already blossomed, but now it's just adding flowers and flowers. So she's coming into the city. I'm going to introduce her to one of my musical contacts, a real big producer, worldwide producer, and we're going to be doing some things. So this would be great. And I was telling Hugh about Laura and about her band and about how Hugh with his band. So I'm sure there's some good synergy there.
Yeah. So my duo is playing, my drummer and I. So I usually do shows with him. And then if the budget calls for it, then I have a 5-piece, and then I have an 8-piece with a horn section.
Wow.
Yeah. So last year we did a whole pile of shows with the 8-piece on a lot of festivals. But it cost a lot of money, so I had to kind of scale back a little bit.
Okay, but at Dundas Square, you're gonna have the full 8 play.
No. That one's just gonna be me and the drummer. There's a 2-piece there for that one.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully next year we'll hit them with the big band.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
the date again so I can mark it down?
Yeah. What day is it? What day is it?
So it's July 20th. We play from 3 to 4.
Okay.
I was able to get us an hour instead of like a 15-minute set.
And that's a Sunday, right?
Yes, it is a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Come down, Hugh. Come down. You should actually have her. Tell us about the Liquid Lunch. You should have her on your Liquid Lunch show.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The only reason I might not sound super enthusiastic about that is because right now I'm just doing like one show a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just trying to. What's that?
So you're pretty booked up?
No, it's just that I'm just because of the overall circumstances at the moment since COVID and everything like that. I've just been really trying to figure out the direction that channel's going to go next. So at the moment, I'm doing one live show a week, and really that's a show, because I'm concerned about, one of the reasons I got into broadcasting was because we see the direction society is going or the country is going or whatever, and sometimes there's things happening that make you go, I think we could do things a little better than that, right? So, and this is supposed to be the role that media plays as being, one of the pillars of society. So, anyway, so what I'm doing right now it's got a little bit of political / social / political social content designed to actually help us figure out as a society that maybe we should be doing some things a little bit differently. So
yeah,
Good though. Yeah, if you can, like get her on, or come down to the 20th. I want to talk to you a little bit about. Do you still jam on Friday nights, Hugh, like you used to?
yes,
You
Where?
do. Now, speaking of Friday, sorry, go ahead, Laura.
well, we our drummer owns an art gallery, so we have a setup in his gallery, so we play there every week is the rule. In reality, sometimes it's maybe more like every other week or something.
We got to get you out there, Laura. I used to go out with Hugh on Friday night sometimes. We used to go to a mutual friend of ours who I know, who just passed away, Jeremy. Did you know that, Hugh?
No.
You didn't know Jeremy passed away?
No.
Jeremy Wheaton. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I'm breaking news on the WildChild Records show, but yeah, I mean, I saw a post and I saw a lot of people that we know together, and they were saying, sad news, Jeremy. I said, what? So you might want, I mean, I could be wrong, but not from the post I saw on Facebook. Have you talked to Jeremy lately? No, but yeah, like you were good friends with Jeremy, sort of thing. So yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. I mean, we might want to check it out, sort of thing. Anyways, let's flip the switch again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
There's a lot of people dying, AJ. Like,
I know.
What the heck is going on? It's a mystery.
I just talked to him. Like, I just talked to Jeremy. I mean, not just, but we talked maybe 8 months or last year because, music, right? And I loved his studio. I loved going by there on the lakeshore. This guy had such a collection of artists, Laura. Like, everybody would just go down to his studio. And he had how many rooms? 20 rooms? I don't know.
Oh, Jay, where's this studio? You got to jog my memory.
Yeah. Okay. It was down by Long Branch.
Yeah.
Down by Long Branch on the lakeshore. We used to go there on Friday nights. And I remember you went a couple times. You don't remember. Yeah, you don't remember. But yeah. But yeah, so
maybe not.
He was very well connected in the industry. And unfortunately, he just passed away. So there's my dog. My dog's right on my shoulder, live studio. So Hugh, if people want to, because you've had so many people passing through your door, right, since 2004. So basically 20 years. So can people still sort of text you and get in touch with you, Liquid Lunch and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, what they can do, first of all, the website is thatchannel.tv. So people can go there, and from there they can access the archives and see shows going back all the way to 2004. And also because we're doing our live show. Actually, I run a show every day of the week, Jay.
Yeah,
but
I know.
Are pre-recorded, kind of remastered some of the old shows.
Yep.
And then on Fridays we do the live show. So if people want to tune in live every Friday, go to thatchannel.tv and click the watch now.
Now we're not going to go because I know Laura has a couple of questions. Before I shift over to Laura, I just want to ask you: do you ever rebroadcast the Painted Lady episodes?
Jay, what's funny about that? I tell that story sometimes, right? I go. So what happened was.
Tell the story to Laura, or do you want me to tell the story? It's really funny. It's really funny story.
I want to hear.
Yeah, you want to hear? Yeah.
It was Jay's show. And I was working on the tech side, behind the camera, and Jay was.
Let me tell it. So I had a variety show. So I had all different types of guests on my show, right? And there was just one lady who was an artist, right? And she says, Jay, I have a company, a professional company, and I painted ladies. So we come into your studio, we'll play music, and it's an art form, and they're naked, not completely naked, but pretty much naked. And
it's
then
tasteful, Jay. It's tasteful.
It is. So we had them in, but unfortunately, a lot of people that were watching the show kind of freaked out. Like they're going,
Jay, no, that wasn't it. No, if you recall, what happened was
Randy?
The artist, I think, didn't show up.
She didn't show up. That's right.
So you had the naked ladies, right?
But
each other.
And then because you needed content, I think maybe you or somebody else suggested, well, we don't have the artist here, so why don't you girls just start painting each other?
What?
Right?
What an idea.
So
it's true.
And I'm like busy as heck, just trying to keep the show going with the cameras and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't supposed to be X-rated show, right? So and I was just too busy to do anything. I was like, well, I have to.
And everybody was liking the show. Everybody was kind of liking the show. So
yeah. Well, Randy came down because Randy was up in the other office, and he burst through the door. And
started through the door.
You see what's going on here?
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Yes, I do see what's going on here. And but it was that's just another fun story, a fun moment.
Do you remember the time we had them? Oh, you know what? Let me take my producer screaming at me. We haven't taken a break. Let me take a quick break, and we'll come back. You're watching WildChild Records. On the show today, we have our co-host Laura Gagnon. all the way from the London area. And then we have the founder of that channel, Hugh Reilly, on. So stay tuned. You're watching WildChild Records. We'll be right back.
All about inclusion and really giving everyone a fair say.
Welcome to the Today Show. This is our flagship show. I am Unstoppable Tracy.
I am Zach Damon.
It is a pleasure to be here. I am excited. What is up?
We have a great show today.
Jay Stoyan here for the Disability Channel, the world's only inclusive channel for and by persons with disabilities.
Get ready to be inspired, everyone.
We have people watching from all over the world, but also all over Ontario.
We also take a concerted attention in the veterans community.
In moments of stress and trauma, we can get a hold of ourselves.
To help make a difference for people with disabilities, to show people how to love themselves or their disability.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me, giving this platform for myself and other people with disabilities.
Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this episode of the Disability Channel of Detroit. Please tune in next time.
Welcome back to the show. Yeah, that was a memorable show, Hugh. That one, when we had the magician on, remember Marshall Moonstruck? We had him on. That was great. That freaked everybody out the way he did the levitation with that Leanne girl. And then we had, of course, George Chavallo on twice. Which
you had some amazing guests on there, Jay. But I'm reminded of another funny story that involved your show, which was because Jay would come in on Fridays, and he always brought a huge, he had like dozens of people, rock bands, like you name it, painted ladies. And there was one time, I don't know who the band was, Jay. Maybe you can remember, but they sort of pulled up in front of the building in a giant semi-transport.
Oh, that was the heavy metal band?
Yeah.
Something like Reservoir Dogs or something. Yeah, something
like that. And they unloaded the transport, and basically they had enough equipment to fill the entire hallway on the floor where our office.
It was like Maple Leaf Gardens or something. Like they're performing at Maple Leaf Gardens.
Like enough equipment to play a giant rock show somewhere, and that's not like we were going to do a little unplugged session. I mean, the room wasn't even that big. It wasn't big enough room to accommodate all the equipment. And, and of course I'm running around like crazy behind the camera doing the stuff. And then the landlord actually came up, right? And he comes at the door and he goes, "What's going on here?
What's going on?"
Right. And I didn't even know at that time that the whole,
it was in a hallway. The whole hallway was loaded.
I had no idea. And then so I said, "What do you mean? What?" And I went out and looked, and it was like, yeah, well,
Laura, my show was kind of like the Howard Stern show of Canada. Like when Howard Stern was good, when he was entertaining, when he was like off the wall. That's kind of like my show. I had everybody on, and we almost did anything good. Not anything goes, but yeah, it was great. So why don't you ask you a few more questions, and then we're gonna wrap it up if that's okay, guys.
Sure. These stories are amazing. I'm learning so much about you too.
Yeah.
Do you still do much songwriting, Hugh?
Yeah, actually. So I do enjoy the music, and so right now I play with a country band. Now I know what most people might think about that, about being a country band, but really it's like a rock band. Really, it's like a rock band, same kind of, but it's original stuff. So it's actually our singer Matt Morrison. That's it's billed under Matt Morrison. So and we do songwriting there because we're writing original material and releasing it. And by the way, we're playing at the CNE. I believe it's August 26th.
Well, please let me know because we'd love to be a part of that, Hugh.
Yeah, it would be great to have you guys come.
What is August 26th? What's going on there?
Well, it's if people are familiar with the CNE, it's I guess the 26th is.
Are you playing in the saloon area of the CNE?
Usually, when we play the CNE, it's at the Northern Comfort Saloon. So, and they moved.
Okay, because my daughter-in-law used to run it.
Oh, she
I
did?
know the saloon exactly. She used to run it. She used to be the manager there, but now they moved her somewhere else. But I remember because we used to go down and watch all the country bands on the stage, and you can have something to eat, have a drink, and so so tell us. We'll definitely come down. Maybe I'll even come down if you want to check. Maybe I'll come down with the camera guy if I'm allowed. If you can make that happen, I will.
Consider you're allowed. So yeah, bring him, Jay.
Yeah,
that'd be great. Just let me know. Maybe Laura can come too.
I have a gig in Kincardine on the 26th.
Oh yeah, we might be touring.
We are touring. That's the very last
sorry,
show of
Hugh.
our tour. Sorry,
Hugh. I'm on the road.
We would have loved to be there, though.
Yeah, we'll be there in spirit.
Well, there'll be a few other people there, so it'll
there
be
you go.
Perfect.
So we're gonna have you back, and we're gonna be doing, like I said, just let everybody know that I've known Hugh, like I said, for over a dozen years. Where we've always connected, we've always been in touch, but I think now we're gonna be getting back in the saddle again, and hopefully we're gonna be working together and just showcasing communities and independent artists right across Ontario and Canada, and the USA. So yeah, Hugh, I really thank you for coming on again. If people want to find out more about that channel, where could they go?
Thatchannel.tv is the website.
Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to bring Laura back and update us what's going on with her career. So stay tuned. You're watching WildChild Records. We'll be right back. Thanks, Hugh.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
See ya.
Hi, this is Dave Stevens for the Disability Channel.
An inability to break out. I'm sitting by the door on the second floor, losing my 7-year war. It's not an illusion, so why the exclusion?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's about you. So,
You say you're a disability dynamo.
Joining me, and welcome to this beautiful Travelers Championship.
I only want one accolade from you.
So my story is unique, it's amazing, but it's not anything that you guys don't have inside of you. I'm not a hero, I'm not anybody special, I'm just this guy without legs that went out, and I just did it.
Stats outweigh the Democrats, the diplomats, and the bureaucrats.
This is probably your first interview down on the ground on your butt and stuff like that?
First time ever,
All
baby.
right.
Eliminate, invalidate, invalidate, invalidate.
Stay with us and the Disability Channel.
Welcome back to WildChild Records. I'm your host, Jay Stoyan. We're joined today by our co-host, Laura Gagnon, and there's Hugh. Thanks, Hugh. You can hang in here. What we're going to do, we're just going to be doing a little bit of a show wrap. So, Laura, I just want to say, I'm just going to pretend Hugh's not even here, which is fine.
Okay.
But Hugh's platform, that's okay. No, you can stay, Hugh. Could oh, there you go. He's gone. But Hugh's platform, like, it just gave me such an opportunity. Like, I really knew nothing. I knew nothing about the media world other than turning on the TV like everybody else. So when I went through his studio, he pretty much taught me how to be a talk show host, how to be savvy within the media industry, what doors to open, he just was really, and his team, Randy and Blue and everybody, they really supported me. So kind of what I'm passing it forward now to other people, because I was taught with such great, I was handled by with such great guys. So I really want to thank them.
You have a lot of great mentors.
Yeah, and we had so much fun, too much fun.
I say,
oh my God, Friday night,
never
was
too
just,
much fun.
It was just, I tell you, like there's certain things, but anyways. So let's talk a little bit about you now. Let's give a big shout out to Lightning in the Bottle crew, Lightning in the Bottle Entertainment. I want to thank those guys. We're going to be going on tour. August 2nd is our first day. You give us our date. Give the dates out, Laura. If you know them.
Remember them off by hand.
I'm pressuring you here.
Holy smokes. Yes, we've got August 2nd at the Hard Rock Hotel. And then we've got, let's see here, get my.
That's okay. While you're doing that, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, August 8th, we're at Cozy's in London, Ontario. Then we're at the Ashwood Inn in Bayfield, a cute little inn out there, a major event space. And they're doing some really great things out there, which is wicked awesome. And then we've got, what do we got here? Then we're in Port Stanley on August 15th, which is really cool. It's still all in Ontario, which is awesome. And then we're at, where are we here?
This is great. We got lots of locations.
There are so many. Yeah.
We're going to do that. We're going to be doing productions. We're going to be doing some live and silent auctions, all in support of troops awareness, our employment programs, of course, entertainment. We have some great sponsors. Like I said, Lightning in a Bottle Entertainment. Yes. Thank you guys for sponsors. And I know, Laura, just beside, like, other than the tour, which is huge in August, I know you just finished doing some shows. You have some new shows coming up. And I know there's a lot of people that are reaching out to you lately. So which is very exciting.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Since I got back from the States tour, I filmed a little testimonial video on my Instagram. You can check it out there, Laura Gagnon Music. And it talks all about my time on the road with the Extreme Tour. Since that Extreme Tour, some amazing things have been happening. People have been reaching out to me to do shows across the border again. And there's talk about going to the UK as well next year.
Yeah, and so let's give a big shout out to Mark and Big Records. I know he's super supportive of your music career, and great guy, great team, great platform. So Laura, if people want to find out more about your music and what you're doing and how they can support you, how they can get involved, where could they go?
Yeah, so they could reach out to me just on Facebook there, Laura Gagnon Music. I'm very, very active on there, and also on Instagram. So they can find me there too, Laura Gagnon Music. I'm thinking about dropping the music part because I don't think it's really needed much anymore because they just know I'm music. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think the music would be more like it'd be keep it on your platform as the title, but I don't think you need to say the music when you pronounce your name. Just Laura.
No, I don't really ever do. Just a thought I've been having recently.
And I love pronouncing your last name, Laura Gagnon.
That's right, because we're winners. That's right.
I love that. Okay, Laura, thanks for being on the show. And I know there's a lot of things coming up, including you're going to be back on 89.7 FM Northumberland, our radio show. So very excited. I know you're on a little while ago, and a lot of people are going, hey, when's Laura going to come back? So this is great. A lot of things going on. If people want to find out more about the channel, they can go to www.thedisabilitychannel.ca. We're going to be rolling out our programs. I want to give a big shout out to Wellbeings and my business associate, Peggy Shepard DeGroot. Thank you, Peggy. Check out their car show with Michael, Cruisin' Car Show, every Monday night at Guelph and Fairview in Burlington, in excess of 400 cars and owners. Everything from the muscle car back in the 63 split window fastback, Corvette, all the way up to the Stangs and the Herbies there. Everybody's there. So again, I really want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Thanks for watching WildChild Records. If you want to find more information or be interviewed, go to www.thedisabilitychannel.ca. I'd love to interview you. Again, we'll see you next time on WildChild Records. Take care, Laura.
You too. See ya.
Bye-bye.